I cannot be the only one who's noticed. Ever since Taylormade started losing people in terms of the carbon-faced drivers, they've literally picked up slack in every single other area of golf equipment, but more specifically, wedges. I say this with all due respect. The original milled grind was one of the worst wedges I think I've ever tried in my whole life. Now, the concept of milled grind was a great idea, but I don't know if you can see that face. These wedges literally didn't spin. Brand new, out of the box, out of the wrapper, didn't matter. It's like these things had no grooves. Then Tiger Woods joined the party, and Taylormade was like, oh fuck, we actually got to make some good wedges. And ever since milled grind 2, it has been like a steady progression upwards. I know everybody's gonna tweak, but the MG3s did win my Golf Spy's most wanted wedge in 2021. And to be fair, these were the first Taylormade wedges that I actually went out and bought and was excited to put in my bag since the TP XFTs. Still the greatest wedge design of all time. TPXFT, if you could hear me, please save us, TPXFT. And since Taylormade kind of had the formula figured out with the MG3s, they've pretty much been like, let's just not fuck this up and keep slowly progressing. That's what the MG4s felt like. They added a ton of different grinds. And then finally today, we got our first look at the MG5s. Now, I have no direct information on these yet, so I'm just going to speculate like I do. MG4s, first off, thicker pad up top, which is usually done to pull the CG a little bit higher, make these launch a little bit lower with a little bit more spin. On the MG5s, though, they kind of reversed it. It's actually thicker here and thinner up top. My guess is they're doing this for feel purposes, probably trying to make these feel a little bit more solid or soft. Now, what you got to understand about me is I can think a product's really good and still not be 100% in love with it. When it comes to Taylormade wedges, they tend to be a little bit more on the straighter side, and I tend to not love this hosel to leading edge transition on these standard grinds. It looks like there's a little cutout here. It gives this sort of goosenecky higher offset appearance, which I don't love. And then when it comes to the shape being a little bit straighter in the top line, toe area, and leading edge, to me it looks like it wants to go further, not necessarily high and soft like I want to see in a wedge. Now, when I look at the MG5, it really seems like they cleaned that up nicely. It's a hair more rounded in the top line, in the toe area. There's maybe a touch more belly in the leading edge. To me, this gives more of a Vokey-like appearance, which I really think is nice. We'll see if the hosel to leading edge transition is any different on the retail versions, but it looks pretty similar on the MG5s to the 4s. And you can say I'm crazy all you want, you wouldn't be wrong, but let's just take a look at the TW grinds. He too likes that straighter hosel to leading edge transition, and I guess when you're Tiger Woods, you get what you want, apparently. Then when we look at the faces, everybody loved the MG4 straight out of the box. They felt like sandpaper, but then as they got worn in, that would go away. Well, obviously, the MG5s, my guess is they're going to do some sort of durability update, but I'm not sure how they're that much different. We'll just have to wait and see. And finally, we might be getting a couple of new grinds this year. First off, you have the SC, which looks pretty much exactly like the SBC grind we already have. Then you also have this new SX grind, which kind of slopes up in the front, and then you have this tiny cutout channel in the back. Almost looks like a reverse TW grind, so it'll be very interesting to see what this is all about. But as a whole, I think they look good. Curious to hear what you guys think.